Welcome back to your Zone of Potential Quick Zaps. I'm your host, Coach Corinne. Due to an uptick in business, I've decided to change the rate of my videos and newsletters from weekly to monthly. And so this month, the month of August, I've made this video in dedication to the many folks who are dealing with loss. Every day, people are grappling with how to let go of the feelings that are associated with loss. Whether it be separation, divorce, job loss, death, loss of friendship, pets, you name it. So this special edition goes out to those who are having a tough time with losing somebody or something special or once special to them. This quick zap is designed to help you realize where you are, where your focus is, how you are reacting to the loss, and what you can do to snap out of your unhelpful state of mind to move towards a healthier one. Before we move on, a quick note. This video is posted on YouTube. It's also accessible on my website, zoneofpotential.com. Zone of Potential website also has free tools for your personal growth. So check it out and send others to it who are stuck in their situations and want to move on. Speaking about moving on, let's get into how we can move beyond loss. We have all suffered loss at one time or another in our lives. Loss of a pet, a friend, something that's meaningful or something that used to be very meaningful to us. And when that happens, we try to determine what happened and get stuck in our eddy of turmoil. Our, so to speak, cycle of grief, whatever that is for you, begins. The problem is we sometimes get stuck in our grief. We continue to focus on the past and stew about what the future has to hold. We get angry, we get upset, we get sad, and quite often we tend to feel ashamed or guilty or regret for what we did or what we should have done. We have a tough time with our daily habits of eating, sleeping, exercising, and other normal activities. We wind up being tired, lethargic, feeling sick or sick to our stomachs and having, and that makes it hard to swallow, especially when you're in the middle of a heavy feeling. We may even get headaches for long periods of time. And this in turn creates anxiety, depression, stress, and the list goes on. And we all know that staying in this mess of emotions can take a toll on our lives. We tend to create new unhealthy habits like things like over or under eating, treating others unkindly, burdening your family and friends with our problems. Some even resort to using illegal substances or partaking in excessive drinking or smoking to mask the problems. You basically forget who you were, what you enjoyed, and what's important to you besides what you just lost. You wind up pushing away your family and your friends, create problems within your job, generate health issues, or even find yourself in compromising situations that could have been averted if you would have gotten help. Imagine finding yourself again, reconnecting with family and friends, and creating a meaningful life. A meaningful life that takes the good memories of the past, brings them along with you, leaves the hurtful and sad ones behind, and generates the happiness that only you know is right for you. Over the years, I decided that this is part of my life's mission. And I began helping people, primarily women and some men, and now I'm extending the same help to you. Through those years, I did some thinking about the struggles of loss in my life and how I dealt with it. I've navigated through multiple divorces, losses of boyfriends, friends, through moving, life of, family members and friends, loss of pets, whether through death or they ran away or got let out, loss of jobs and loss of money. Some were by my own choices and others not so much. And some were easier to handle than others. But the hardest out of all of them, the hardest part for me was the loss of myself. I hated the feelings associated with it, and I would have done anything to get rid of that sick feeling in my stomach. The headaches that I would get and how drained I would feel, the lack of energy. And I felt as if I was captive by what just left my life. And I felt like I lost my freedom. I knew that I needed help. And I was always ready to move on. I went to church. I retracted from family members, and I even went into seclusion. Most of the time, I spent my time trying to improve myself like I was broke or something. I didn't think I needed a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I didn't want to just talk about the problem, I wanted to get beyond the sickening feelings. And I wish I'd have known then that coaches existed. But instead, I ended up helping myself through the tough times. I taught myself how to move on as gracefully as possible, to find me again, to restart old good habits and generate new activities that made positive impacts on my life and those around me. So how did I do it? I learned to forgive. I learned to forgive myself and others. I also set goals. I set goals for education. I set goals for exercise and health. I set financial goals. I set work goals. And I wrote. I wrote and I wrote and I wrote. When my daughter went off to college, that was devastating for me. I felt like I was losing her. And so I wrote my feelings down. I also learned to give thanks. To give thanks for all the cherished times that I had had with those family members who I lost, with the times that I had with my daughter, with the relationships that I had and the experiences that I was able to take from it. And basically, I learned that there's so much more to life than what just left mine. And I learned to move on. If you're tired of dwelling on loss and you're ready to move on, if you feel as if you're underwater and you can't breathe and you're trapped in a cage, or you're just simply lost and you don't know how to get out of your head, or if you've restarted old bad habits or created new unhealthy ones due to your loss, and you're ready to let go so you can regain your health and your life back, I'm here for you. Working together, we'll discover what's keeping your focus on your loss. You'll break the cycle of going back if you continue to go back to those unhealthy ways, but those ways of comfort that you know are familiar to you. You'll identify other things to focus on besides what you just lost, and how to incorporate that into your life as necessary. And you'll free yourself from shame, guilt, and regret so you can experience peace, the joy, the happiness, the pleasure, the compassion, and the kindness you so deserve. How long are you going to hold on to the feelings of the past? How long are you going to continue to beat yourself up for what you could have, should have, or didn't do for which you lost? When is it going to be time for you to take care of yourself? How long are you going to allow others to continue worrying about you because you're suffering? And how long are you going to push your family and friends away? What would it be worth to get your you and your life back? You're a beautiful person, and you deserve the best in life. Why are you not spending your time and effort on you? Thanks for joining me today. Please don't forget to check out my other videos on YouTube. And if you're not already receiving my Ponderous Points newsletter, subscribe on my website or send me an email to corinne.schultz@zoneofpotential.com. Until next month, take care of you in your zone of potential.